I'm Magali from Around the World Traveling with George. And today we are at San Ramon Hacienda with Mr. Carlos Elias, who is the owner of the farm. Please, Mr. Carlos, can you tell us about what you produce on your farm?
Nosotros tenemos en la agricultura muchos años y en esta hacienda producimos básicamente espárragos, uvas, pecanas y criamos estos maravillosos animales que son tradicionales en el país, que son los caballos peruanos de paso.
Okay, Mr. Carlos, can you show us your hacienda, please?
Encantado. Vamos.
What Carlos has explained is that he is the owner-operator of quite a large hacienda there near Ica, Peru. He raises asparagus, grapes, and pecans, and also he trains the horse that he's on. He has a very, very special horse. Please watch the gait of this horse and the front hoofs. You will see that the rider has very, very little motion and the horse absorbs all the motion, so it makes it quite comfortable to ride all day long without getting lower back problems or being exhausted from the horse ride.
Todo se ve muy bien. Hemos tenido una buena producción este año. Está viniendo un segundo brote a las plantas. Está todo bastante sano. Plantas de uva, plantas de espárragos. Estamos muy contentos.
In Peru, you'll find quite large asparagus fields, and that's what we're looking at this time. Carlos has ridden out to inspect one of his fields. As Carlos rides back in, listen to the sounds made by the horse's hoofs. It's quite a beautiful rhythm. In Peru, you'll find beautiful cotton fields, and in a moment, Magali will show you how they process some of the world's finest Pima cotton.
This is how we gin the world's best cotton here in Peru.
The bale of cotton has been compressed. A young worker is opening the cage now. In just a moment we'll see, after he puts some wires around it, the hydraulic press opens and the bale of cotton expands. This is the fine Pima cotton we saw earlier from the field. Once it's out of the baler, apparently it is weighed, wrapped, and as you'll see in the next shot, there are hundreds and hundreds of these bales of cotton in the storage area here waiting to be shipped throughout the world. Fine Peruvian Pima cotton.
I'm Magali from Around the World Traveling with George, and today we are at Vista Alegre Wine Factory with Mr. Rodolfo Vasconi, who is the manager of production. Please tell us about your grapes and your factory.
En el Perú y sobre todo en la ciudad de Ica hemos encontrado un clima propicio para el desarrollo de la uva quebranta, emblemática en la elaboración de los piscos peruanos, como así también variedades aromáticas, entre ellas la albilla, el torontel y la Italia. Dentro de la elaboración de vinos tintos se destaca la uva tempranilla, malbec, cabernet sauvignon y merlot. y dentro de los blancas, Chenin, Pedro Jiménez, Sauvignon Blanco y Chardonnay.
Mr. Rodolfo, what is this area?
Esta área es nuestra área de destilación de pisco.
And what is the pisco?
El verdadero pisco es aquel que proviene de la destilación de los vinos provenientes de uvas quebranta.
Sand and fun. Magali at the dunes.
We are in the dunes doing buggy tours.
It's a little hard to tell from the video because of the brightness of the desert and as the buggy flies through the hills here, but they are quite steep, as you'll hear from the screams, and they just go on for, it seems, hundreds of miles. It's just really a beautiful place, a very pleasant temperature, and the driver was doing quite a nice job with up and down the hills. As I say, it's hard to tell the grade, but as we come up over the ridge here, you can see off in the distance just how vast this area is. The hill here that we're coming up on, you'll see as we round this little corner and we go down, these are quite steep, and if you can see the sun flaring, and like this one here, as you see we go up around, it's going to be like a 60 or 70 degree angle that we're shooting back down the hill, and it is quite exhilarating to do this. This is the buggies we're in here, this is the style of the buggy, and people are just standing on the edge of a sand dune. What the buggy rides are all about is that you go out, and you can see here they're getting sandboards and stuff like that out. The drivers park the buggies on the top of the ridge, and you get out and surf down or slide down the dune. And that's what you'll see coming up. Oop, oop, here's a real steep one. Up and over we go. And that one was almost straight down. It was really a good one. But, and look at the angle here. You can see the angle going around the edge here. It's just unbelievably beautiful to do this, and it's quite a nice adventure. As we continue on our little sand adventure here, we come up and we'll do a little respite, and Magali has a little surprise of how fun it actually is to sand surf. And around we go, and we'll come up here, and here's Magali.
We are here again, trying another exercise. Hi, George.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck, Magali. Something for the camera. Good.
The cameraman can't keep from laughing.
It seems Magali was just more than willing to put her all into the sand surfing. From all ages and all styles, this is really a fun place to visit. It's just outside of Ica. There are great restaurants at the Oasis, which we'll soon be getting to, and this was just a really, really fun day. And as you can see, for all styles, we even have the classic foot dragger here. The sand is very light and fluffy, kind of like a baby powder. Very, very nice place.
And when you view the next clip, you're going to see a picture-in-picture come up. That is a view down in front of the sand buggy. And if you look up over the people's shoulders right now, you're going to see this huge sand mountain that we just came down. It's just unbelievable, an unbelievable ride. So exhilarating.
I'm Magali from Around the World Traveling with George, and I hope that you have enjoyed our trip at the Huacachina Oasis sand dunes.
The road to the Nazca Lines. After leaving Ica, we head south on the main road to the Nazca Lines, where we pass through quaint little villages and just beautiful scenery. The road's cut through a mountainous region. Just a beautiful valley that we're approaching on. They call it the Grand Canyon of Peru. I don't know how applicable that is, but it is beautiful, rich farmland, which you're going to see here in just a moment as the camera pans through the area. A beautiful sunny day with beautiful mountains in the background, a very peaceful area. Look close in the field, you see some men and horses working. As the camera pans back, we will zoom in, as we just did on a gentleman with his horse and his plow, a horse-drawn plow, which is not so commonly seen anymore, at least not in the States, but in Peru you do occasionally see this. In the next field over you may see a large tractor pulling the plows. This is farming in Peru. A lot of hard work, and the gentleman has a full day's worth of work cut out for him, it looks like.
Continuing on our journey to the Nazca lines, there are some landmarks which you'll go by on the highway, and this is called the Stone Face. And obviously, if you look at it close enough and look at the outlining, you'll see that, yes, it does look like a stone face. The Maria Reich Museum, a very quaint, small museum, and yes, it's worth a visit. You'll see some of the original drawings and diagrams that she used, the original plot maps. You'll see a collection of artifacts, a mummy, some drawings, paintings, all attributed to Maria Reich. There is a small work area which keeps her bed and table that they have as a display, so you can clearly see what her lifestyle was like. It's a nice little museum. It's worth a stop. Her memorial is just outside of the museum, and you may even encounter a llama or two while walking to the memorial. The Nazca Lines. This is what your trip is all about. The geoglyphs in the sides of the mountains and across the desert. Unbelievable in size. We're flying about 3,000 feet right now, and I'm actually hanging out the window of the airplane with the camera. This is the astronaut. You can see where I have highlighted the astronaut, and the lines fade up and down so you can depict where he is on the side of the mountain. This is the hummingbird. Again, I have outlined the hummingbird so you can see what you're seeing from the airplane, but find it much easier. One of the difficulties with flying is actually being able to spot the geoglyphs on the ground. More details and more geoglyphs in a later show.